Welcome to the Dirt Court Jesters podcast, your home for dirt track racing across the country and right here in the Ohio Valley. On episode 27, it's Knoxville Nationals week. We're going to talk about the Knoxville Nationals, our pick to win the Nationals. We're also going to talk about wickerbills on non-wing sprint cars. And is this the last we're going to see the Hurricane, Randy Hannagan? I hope you guys are ready to get dirty. This week in dirt track racing, we're going back to August 9th of 2014, Knoxville, Iowa, and the Knoxville Nationals, where 10-time Donnie Schatz would win his 8th Knoxville Nationals. Donnie Schatz gets the win, Brian Brown would finish in second, and Kerry Madsen would round out the podium.
Let me talk to you!
This week's talking point's going to start by talking about Robert Ballou becoming one of 3 drivers to join the 500 club in terms of 500 starts with USAC. The other 2 drivers you might have heard of, Dave Darland and Robert's buddy, Brady Bacon. So congratulations to Robert Ballou on 500 starts with USAC. I just started listening to the Drivers Project. I've been aware of it, but I hadn't really had a chance to listen to it. And thanks to Blake from Dirt Tracks and Road Racks for telling me I needed to listen to it, because I started to listen to it immediately, and the first episode that I picked up was the episode talking about the Kings Royal. We're going to talk about the Drivers Project podcast from July 23rd, where they have a discussion about better purses for 360s and some bigger shows. I think that's something we've kind of touched on here. And I know there's been a lot of conversation about 360s and 410s and how much money are you splitting hairs at that point if you're going to one to the other. Obviously, 410s are going to be a bit more expensive, but if you're going to spend the money on a 360, there's a chance you could just jump into a 410. I don't know that 360 shows are as prominent as 410 shows have become, and it makes me wish that Lima Land, like I've talked about in the past and will continue to talk about till I'm blue in the face, could use UNOH, and maybe for that matter even NASCAR, to help promote and support a 2 or 3 night 360 show at Lima Land. Give them $15,000 to win on Saturday night, $750 to start. Just something to kind of shake up the 360 world, throw some money at those guys. Look, Lima Land's got UNOH. UNOH has got a good relationship with NASCAR. Why not work together and get some dirt racing front and center? I really don't think this is something difficult. I think, again, UNOH, NASCAR working together, and UNOH working together with local businesses in the Lima area. I know John Hafey in particular comes to mind when it comes to businesses in Lima, because he's got his hands in a little bit of everything. He's helped to kind of rejuvenate the downtown area. I'm sure you could get some businesses to pitch in for tow money and some additional bonuses throughout the race just to get their name out there. And not to mention, if you're doing 2 or 3 nights at Lima Land, that's going to give those businesses and hotels in the area some business they normally wouldn't have. So working together, in my opinion, it's a win-win, and I don't think this is a hard thing for Lima Land, UNOH, or that matter, NASCAR. I think NASCAR is trying to pull from a different sort of fan. I think that's, it's been a while since stages came in, but I think that was kind of part of the appeal with stages, is to make it feel like shorter races being combined. I know that's my thing with dirt racing, is I love the fact that you can go watch multiple races. None of them are extremely long in length. So I don't know. I mean, to me, this just seems like something that would be fairly easy and straightforward to do, but I'm certainly not a promoter and don't have a hand in any of that stuff, so maybe I'm just talking about out of my rear end, but something I'd like to see. And moving on to wickerbills and non-wing sprint cars. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know this was a thing. When I think wickerbills, the first thing I think of is that L-shaped piece of metal that's at the top rear of the wing on top of the sprint car. And it turns out, from some conversation with some folks that were kind enough to educate me, that it can be a wickerbill on the side of a non-wing car as well. Saw some pictures, and I again, guys, I didn't know this. I apparently don't pay close enough attention, but on a wing car, my feeling is it creates downforce. I know we had a discussion on X about side wing panels help to kind of steer the car, and I think my understanding is that the wicker bill on the back of the wing helps to keep downforce on the car. At least that's the way I feel it. It works out, and on a non-wing car, it helps to keep the car straighter while turning. So, when you see a side wicker bill on a non-wing sprint car near the right rear tire, you can't unsee it. I saw a couple pictures of that where it almost kind of flares out off of the car, maybe part of that panel. Actually, what was really cool was JJ Yeley was able to share some of his wisdom after a comment by Zane on X. Zane would say that JJ Yeley is well known for having one of the more iconic side force cars. And JJ Yeley would comment, it's either create a bunch of side force or just piss people off because they wouldn't do it themselves. So pretty cool of him to kind of interact and help. And he would even take it a step further. JJ would go on to say, I always explain to people to hold their hand out of the window going down the freeway and change the pitch of your hand and see how much resistance it created. It's pretty amazing. Every little bit helps when you're looking for tiny advantages. So I know I still do it today, but I know even as a kid, you'd have your hand out the window and kind of move it around to notice the change in the force from the wind. So interesting and pretty cool. JJ Yeley reached out and helped explain to me, someone who's clearly uneducated on wicker bills and non-wing sprint cars, and how it worked. I want to give a shout out to Victory Fuel, from Throttle Punch to Lucky Lemon to the Purple Potion that's coming out soon. It's Knoxville National Week. You know what that means. You got to stay hydrated. So get to drinkvictory.com. Use the code Gestures10 to check out the save. drinkvictory.com and use the code Gestures10 at checkout to save.
Acknowledge me.
Recapping this past week's race results, we're going to start July 28th at Lawrenceburg Speedway in Indiana, Sprint Week, night number 3. I'm going to go ahead and apologize ahead of time, guys, because this is like going back in time in the DeLorean with Doc to April when we had a boatload of rainouts. We've got a boatload of rainouts. Lawrenceburg Speedway, Indiana, Sprint Week, night number 3. It was rained out. Tri-City Raceway Park had fast where Brandon Spillholder would get the win. Dilton Cisney would finish in second, and Zane DeVault would finish in third. Weed Sport had the World of Outlaws sprint cars where David Gravel would get the win. Sheldon Hodshield would finish in second, Carson Macedo in third. July 29th, Wilmot and the World of Outlaw late models, they were rained out. July 30th, Autodrome Granby in Canada, Short Track Super Series, Big Block Modifieds, David Hebert from 13th to the win. Super Matt Shepard would get second, and Stuart Friesen from 16th to third. I thought we had our chicken dinner winner in this race, Anthony Perego from 24th to 7th. Kyle Larson would not let that stand. Moving to Lawrenceburg, Indiana Sprint Week, night number 3, USAC Sprint Cars, and Logan Seavey from 11th to the win. Logan Seavey gets the win, CJ Leary in second, and Brady Bacon in third. July 31st, Circle City with Indiana Sprint Week, night number 4, USAC Sprint Cars, and Logan Seavey gets the win again. Kevin Thomas Jr. in second, and the Throttle, Shane Cottle, would finish in third. August 1st, Cedar Lake and USA Nationals, night number 1, World of Outlaw late models, they were postponed to Friday. Rain again. Knoxville and the 360 Nationals, ASCS hosted that. Caleb Johnson in the slick black and gold 6K would get the W. Chase Randall from 12th to 2nd, and Cade Higday would round out the podium. Nice runs there for Caleb Johnson and Chase Randall going in to the 410 Nationals this week. Terre Haute, Indiana Sprint Week, night number 5. USAC Sprints, Brady Bacon would get the win, Chase Stockton in second, and Kyle Cummins would finish in third. August 2nd was supposed to be Indiana Sprint Week, Night number 6 at Bloomington for USAC, but they were rained out. Cedar Lake USA Nationals. Feature number 1, World of Outlaw Late Models hosted, and Bobby Pierce would get the win. Tim McCready in second. Kyle Bronson would finish in third. USA Nationals. Feature number 2, Ryan Gustin with the win. Brandon Shepard in second. And Jonathan Davenport in third. Duck River Raceway Park, Hunt the Front, where Sam Seawright gets the win. Ashton shit. Screw it. I was going to cut this out, but I'm going to leave it. Ashton Winger gets second, and Brandon Overton finishes in third. I-55 and the prelude to the Ironman with World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. And that guy, Kyle Larson, comes from the B and 21st in the A to the win. Larson, the furthest back someone has won a World of Outlaw race since Donnie Schatz did it in 2013. Of course, at the Knoxville Nationals. Larson easily wins his chicken dinner for the week. Larson from the B starts 21st in the A. And at the line gets McFadden. Kyle Larson with the win. James McFadden in second. And Sheldon Hodenshield in third. Power Eye and Extreme Midgets also on hand with the Outlaws. And Carter Sarf would get the win. Ryan Timms in second, and Hayden Ridenbold in third. Hattiesburg Speedway with USCS, Jordan Mallett with the win. Morgan Turpin Havener would finish in second, and Dale Howard from 18th to 3rd. Jackson County had OVSCA, where Cole Duncan would get the win. Max Gulliford in second, and Wayne McPeak in third. Hilltop Speedway was rained out. Knoxville in the 360 Nationals with ASCS. Sam Haferteeth Jr. gets the win. Corey Eliason in second, and Brian Brown in third. Limeland was going to have their season finale, but that was rained out. Moeller was rained out. Ohio Valley Speedway was rained out. Raceway 7 was rained out. Tri-City Motor Speedway with GLSS, where Max Stanball will get the win. Mike Keegan in second, and Ryan Rule in third. GLTS was also there, where Brian Rollman would get the win. Zach Lamb would finish second from 12th, and Max Frank would round out the podium. GLLS, Jacob Sabaj gets the win. Justin Ward in second, and Derek Hilliker would round out the podium. August 3rd, Cedar Lake and USA Nationals, night number 3. World of Outlaw Late Models. Bobby Pierce wins a rain-shortened race. Bobby Pierce gets the win. Kyle Bronson in second, and Dustin Sorensen in third. Tri-State Speedway had Indiana Sprint Week, night number 7. USAC Sprint Cars, where Justin Grant would get the win. Mitchell Moles in second, and Logan Seavey in third. Logan Seavey leads Brady Bacon by 108 points in the Indiana Sprint Week total. Feeling good about my selection of Logan Seavey. Knoxville in the 360 Nationals, the final night, $30,000 to win with ASCS, and Tyler Courtney Sunshine gets the win, $30,000. Nice second place for Emerson Axum, and Austin McCarl finishes in third. As we said it before, we'll say it again. These races leading up to the 410 Nationals got to make all these guys feel good. Tyler Courtney, you think could be a competitor. Emerson Axum is going to be a rookie in the field for the 410 Nationals, but I think he is going to have something for him and should make the main. And Austin McCarl, a local guy. Those local guys, you can't count them out. Moving to Fremont, August 3rd, AFCS 410s and Caleb Henry will get the win. DJ Foose in second, and Zane DeVault in third. AFCS 305s, where Jamie Miller will get the win. Aiden Salisbury in second, and Tyler Miller would round out the podium. Trucks also there, with Dustin Keegan getting the win. Keith Sorgan second, and Jamie Miller in third. Duck River Raceway Park, and a deep fried 75 Hunt the Front. Tanner English gets the win. Zach Mitchell in second, and Brandon Overton from 17th to 3rd. Way to get the elbows up, Brandon Overton. Eldora had family night in GLSS, where Randy Hannagan, the Hurricane, would get the win. Brad Lamberson in second, and Devin Doby in third. Levi Voice had a rough ride at Eldora. Initially it was said that he was fine. Then it was said he was transported to the hospital. And I believe I read on GLS's Facebook that Levi had been released from the hospital this morning. So hopefully he's doing all right. The Modifieds also there at Eldora, where Trevor Neville would get the win. And Stock Cars, Doug Drown would get the win. Moving to I-55 in the Ironman 55 with the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. And there's that guy again, Kyle Larson from 12th to the win. Donnie Schatz in second and Carson Macedo in third. If you listen to the interviews after the race, Larson sounded like he had a blast. I mean, he did the night before, so why not make it back to back, right? Donnie was glad the race was over. Didn't seem like he was a big fan of that, and I think Macedo was happy with the track. So those California boys were loving the I-55 track. Power Eye and Extreme Midgets also on hand, where Carter Sarf will get the win again. Ryan Timms in second and Cannon McIntosh in third. Goods Raceway was rained out. Hattiesburg and USCS. Morgan Turpin Havner would get the win. Jordan Mallett in second and Terry Gray in third. Mudlick Valley had steel block late models where Zach Milby would get the win. Matt Melvin in second and Steven Dotson in third. Also had some super late models where Kenneth Howe would get the win. Bill Lewis would finish in second. And Matt Melvin would finish in third. Muskegon County was going to have the Louis Morosco Sprint Special for 410s, but they got rained out. Norton Raceway Park was rained out. Portsmouth Raceway Park, $3,000 to win for modifieds, and Casey Burdett would get the win. Austin Self in second, and Brandon Berry in third. Sharon was rained out. Wayne County was rained out. That moves us to today, August 4th, in Knoxville for the Capitini Classic.
Woo!
This week's View from the Valley, we're going to talk about some track champions already. Here at the beginning of August, Limeland and the Modifieds, where Todd Sherman would grab his 11th Limeland UMP Modified Track Championship. And in the stock cars at Limeland, Tony Anderson would grab his 14th Limeland Track Championship in the stock cars. Points are looking like GLSS has 13 races left. Max Stanball's leading at 39.54. Dustin Daggins in second with 37.34. And Jared Horseman is in third with 36.44. GLTS, they've got 4 races left. Steve Irwin's leading the points right now with 13.99. Brian Rollman in second with 13.28. And Max Frank is in third with 11.43. GLLS has 4 races left. Justin Ward's up in front with 27.86. Jacob Sabaj in second with 24.59. And Bill Dunham in third with 23.91. Fast has 8 races left. Brandon Spithaler is in front with 19.56. Zane DeVault in second with 19.05. And Bobby Elliott in third with 13.74. Boss has 6 races left on their schedule. Ricky Lewis is in front in the points battle with 14.48. Kyle Shipley's in second with 12.81. And Corbin Hazlett is in third with 12.50. AFCS 410s, they've got 4 races left. Cale Thomas is in first right now with 20.42. Cap Henry's in second with 19.60. And Zess Sabo is in third with 19.54. AFCS 305s, they've got 4 races left as well. Jamie Miller's in front with 21.37. Dustin Stroop's in second with 19.93. Jimmy McGrath Jr. is in third with 18.83. The Valvoline American Ironman Late Model Series has got 10 races left. Right now, Rusty Schlink is leading their points with 522. Ryan Missler is in second with 457. And tied with Missler in third is Seth Daniels with 457 points. And I'm going to want to wrap up the View from the Valley in saying this. I've seen some talk that apparently when Randy Hannagan won at Eldora last night, there was some mention of in his post-race interview that was going to be his last race. I don't know if that's the case or not. I tried looking around to see if I could find further, and I couldn't. But if it is Randy Hannagan's last race, what a career he had. Randy Hannagan started racing go-karts in 1982, went to mini sprints, then sprint cars in 1989, and there's been a hurricane warning anywhere that red 22H is pulled into. He grew up in California, raced there before deciding he wanted to roll full-time with the World of Outlaws, and ended up moving to Indiana, where he has dominated this area for the last couple of decades. If Randy's finally hanging it up, I just want to say congratulations and thanks to the Hurricane. I know anytime, especially in the early to mid 2000s when I show up to a racetrack, if he was there, felt like there was a good chance Randy Hannagan was going to win. So congratulations to the Hurricane.
I'm the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
Series, teams, drivers, tracks, dirt media. This is your time, and this is your spotlight. Spotlight's on, and this week's spotlight is on the Knoxville Nationals. 2024 is going to be the 34th annual Nationals, paying $190,000 to win and $15,000 to start. Over $850,000 in purse money for one single night. Way to go, Knoxville. 107 entries, 12 rookies in the field. For the rookies, I'm looking at Emerson Axum as the one that I'm going to pick to make the Nationals A-main. I wouldn't mind seeing a good run from Danny Sams and Casey Gingerjack as well. Kyle Larson picking up at the right time. Donnie Schatz has looked good lately, and both will be fighting for Nationals titles. Gio Scelzi will be one to watch after his win at Eldora during the Kings Royal. He looks fast. It's just he's got to get it. He's just got to get it ironed out. Gio looks fast. He's got to get it ironed out, and I don't think he's too far away from having that figured out. Tyler Courtney gets a big win in the 360 Nationals. Emerson Axum had a nice second in the 360 Nationals, which is why I think he's got a good shot at being the best rookie in the group this year. David Grapple looks like the best sprint car driver in the world right now. He's definitely going to be tough to beat. And you can't count out the locals like Sam Hafertev Jr., Brian Brown, and Aaron Reitzel. All that being said, my pick's not changing. I picked him for the Kings Royal. He finished second, and I'm picking him for the Knoxville Nationals. Donnie Schatz has been running well, and Knoxville is his castle. Donnie Schatz gets his 12th Knoxville National title.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh, no.
Racing to come, we're going to start with August 5th in Southern Iowa Speedway and the Front Row Challenge for 410 sprint cars. August 6th, Woodhull Raceway in New York with Rush Late Models. August 7th, the Action Track USA with Extreme Midgets and US 24 and the first night of the Keith Kunz Motorsports Challenge with PowerEye 600cc micro sprints. Knoxville is going to have Knoxville Nationals night number 1 with the World of Outlaw sprint cars. August 8th, Linda Speedway and the Extreme Midgets, US 24 and the KKM Challenge at night number 2 with the 600cc micro sprints. Florence Speedway and the first night of the North-South 100 with Lucas Oil late models. Knoxville and Knoxville Nationals night number 2 with the World of Outlaw sprint cars. August 9th, Circle City Midwest Thunder 410s as well as MMSA mini sprints. Dusa Club's Thunder Raceway is going to have the Patrick Cobb Memorial night number 1 with PowerEye 360. Florence Speedway in the North-South 100 night number 2 with Lucas Oil. Hartford Speedway is going to have GLSS. Laconia Speedway in Georgia is going to have USCS. Limeland's running. Ohio Valley Speedway's running. Knoxville and Knoxville Nationals night number 3 with World of Outlaw sprint cars. Path Valley and the Extreme Midgets Raceway 7 is running. US 24 and the KKM Challenge night number 3 with PowerEye 600cc micro sprints. August 10th, and Dusa Club's Thunder Raceway for the Patrick Cobb Memorial Finale and PowerEye 360s. Fremont's going to have flat track motorcycles. Florence Speedway and the final night of the North-South 100 and $75,000 to win with the Lucas Oil late models. Jennerstown should have the USAC Silver Crown. Tyler County is going to have the United Late Model Series. Knoxville and the final night of the Knoxville Nationals in a $190,000 to win. US 24 and the KKM Challenge. And the final night with $10,000 to win for PowerEye 600cc micro sprints. And August 11th, Tri-City Raceway Park and the United Late Model Series. This card is subject to change. And that wraps up this week's episode. We'll just have to keep moving to the front, one lap at a time.
Goodbye. Mwah.
and good night, bang.
Thanks for listening to the Dirt Court Jesters podcast. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a shout out. Let your friends know on X and YouTube as well at Dirt Court Jester. And we hope to see you guys at the track.